Good evening. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We are a little bit fuzzy, so hopefully it will zoom in a little bit. I bet that drives you crazy when I snap in my video. Well, alas. Happy Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday. With the long weekend, and my husband has a vacation day tomorrow, so it's an extra long weekend for us. And sometimes I don't want to keep track of the days. So happy Sunday. Come say hello. I would love to chat with you tonight. I'm going to share a story with you about the lies I tell myself and why I have to change and why I have to stop telling myself those lies. And I wonder if you do the same thing. So if you're here, come say hello. And it's Sunday night and we get to hang out on Facebook for a few minutes together. So I'm not going to be on here long unless you want to chat and engage. I will be here all night hanging out with you. So if you're here, come say hello. I would love to chat with you. If you're watching on replay, come say hello. I would love to chat with you anyway. Hey Maggie, nice to have you here. How are you tonight? Happy Sunday. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope all of you had a great Thanksgiving. So, the lies I tell myself. I decided, if you are local, I know our group is expanding, friends. Our group is expanding and we are now international. Isn't that exciting? So we have women here that are international, which is super exciting to me. Anyway, so if you're not local, I don't know what your weather was like, but the weather that we had here today, if you are local, was low 30s with a brisk breeze, and it was this real feel cold temperature of like 19 degrees. And I know for us that's not cold, but it was chilly enough that I told myself it's too cold for me to go for a run. So I have been, in the past week and a half, I have been starting to do a little bit more as I lean into how my body is healing and how my body is feeling. Maggie says, I'm well, had a great Thanksgiving. We'll have a happy Maggie Monday tomorrow. Nice, good job. Nice, I'm happy for you. So I've decided that I am taking control. And not that I haven't had control over what I've been doing in the last however many years, but I realized, like, some of you know what has been going on and the healing journey that I've been on. So I'm finally to the point where I graduated again from my physical therapy, and I'm pushing the envelope a little bit to see what I'm able to do. One of the things I learned today that I cannot do yet, although I have hope that I'll get there soon at some point, is going around the Christmas tree, trying to put lights on it. That was too hard for me and my brain. I got too dizzy far too fast. So no going around the tree putting lights on for me, bless my husband. And not even slow, like I couldn't even do it slow. It was kind of crazy. Anyway, so I am pushing that boundary a little bit. It looks fuzzy to me still and it drives me crazy. Why are you fuzzy tonight? So I'm pushing the edge a little bit, like bumping that boundary to find out how much I can do, how much, like, where's the line, where do I draw the line? And I know when I hit it. Sometimes I don't know in the moment. I'll know like the next day that I've hit that line, and then I need to back off, and then when I go toward it again, I don't maybe go quite as far, and then back off a little bit. So it's a line that is incredibly fluid, and it's moving from time to time and etc. Anyway, so this past week I have been pushing that line a little bit and pushing the boundary of what I can do physically. And I enjoy, I'm not going to use the word run here because that would be a very loose term, but I enjoy a jog, walk, jog a little bit, walk a little bit, jog a little bit, walk a little bit. I'm not breaking any world speed records here, but it works for me. It works for my body. It works for where I'm at. And I want you to hear that. You do what works for you, right? So I have been enjoying that again and leaning into that over the past week. And it's really fun to witness my body like almost crave that now. Like it wants that space, and I'm already thinking, okay, what's going to happen when it gets even colder and the snow starts coming? Like, how do I gear up during that time? What do I wear? So that's a whole other conversation. Today though, I was sitting on the couch and we'd put up our Christmas tree, and I was sitting on the couch and I felt that urge to go for a run, and then I listened to the wind outside. And immediately I told myself, it's too cold. It's too cold. It's too windy. I'm not putting myself through this. I wouldn't enjoy it. I don't have the proper attire. And I went down the spiral of why it wouldn't work. Immediately. Right away. This is why it's not going to work. And I went down that whole spiral of why it's not going to work. And I pulled the blanket up. I was sitting on the couch, and I pulled the blanket up and snuggled in, and instead got on my phone and played a little game on my phone and sat there, and then ended up taking a nap on the couch and just curling up and ignoring it. I woke up from my nap and the Vikings had won the game. I grabbed a bite to eat and I sat on the couch, and then I had some custard, some pumpkin, like I had too much pumpkin pie filling, so I turned it into little custard. So I had a pumpkin custard, just a little thing of pumpkin custard. And as soon as I got done eating that little urge to go for my jog walk was back. And I heard it loud and clear. And right away, I was like, yeah, but it's too windy. And I even started talking to Lindsay, like, it's too windy, right? I probably shouldn't go for a run. I'm just going to get cold. Like, my face is going to get cold. And I recognize this, right? Because I'm looking for him to back up my excuse and my reason to not go. And he did, bless his heart. Like, he stood there with me and he said, you know what? You don't have to go. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. I'm sure you'll be fine, but you don't have to go if you don't want to go. And so I sat back down and I snuggled back in, and I sat there and I sat there. And knowing what's coming up in this group, knowing what's coming up for 2021, knowing the program that I'm going to be leading in 2021, I choose to not lie to myself. And the wind and the cold, those are lies. Those are excuses. Those are things that no one would question if I didn't go for a run. No one would question it. Because what's one day, right? What's one day? What's the difference? No one would say, well, geez, Jen, I can't believe you didn't do that. Like, now you're a horrible person. That's not even what it's about. But why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we immediately know the thing that we want to do, or that we get the nudge to do? Our body says yes to it. And it can be anything, right? It doesn't have to be a jog walk. It could be anything. Why do we get the nudge and we hear it and we push it away? I know exactly what it is. It's our animal brain. It's our reptilian brain. It's our oldest brain. And it is there. Its prime responsibility is to keep us safe. It's think of reptiles, and think of a sea turtle. So a sea turtle is a reptile. A mama sea turtle goes to the beach, and we've seen the pictures, and it's amazing, right? And we know that not all of the babies, not many of the little babies, make it. Mama turtle goes to the beach, digs her hole, lays her eggs, covers them up, she leaves. And somewhere, maybe she's crisscrossing her toes that her little ones make it to the ocean. But they know, their reptilian brain knows instinct, safety, fear, fight and flight, freeze, food, fornication. Like, that's what our reptilian brain is for. It's to keep us safe, it's to reproduce, it's to find food. Keep us safe, reproduce, find food. And what do? As soon as they break through their shell, they know they have to head to the beach, or they head to the water, right? That's their instinct. They automatically do the thing to get to safety. And that is our oldest brain in our body. And we have two other ones that are a little more evolved, and one, of course, is our evolved brain. And we're going to touch on all of those. But the reason that we tell ourselves these lies, these excuses, is because inside of us somewhere, well, it's in here, is where the reptilian brain is at, also called the lizard brain, depending on where you're hearing it from. The oldest brain is telling us, shouldn't do that, you're not going to be safe. Conditions aren't perfect, shouldn't do that. If you jump into that year-long program with Jen, are you sure you're going to get out of it something? Even though you've already heard, do the thing. Say yes to the program. Go on the jog walk. Eat that food. Do whatever it is. Do that other thing. Even though you've already heard that. And you know in here that it's the best decision for you. Our reptilian brain comes back and gets us because it wants us to stay safe. And so I decided I'm getting up. And I told my husband, I'm getting up. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go. And you know what? If it's too cold, if it's too windy, if my cheeks hurt, I know the way home. And I can come back home. And I don't have to go as far as I normally go. But I'm going to go. And I got up, and I got dressed, and I walked out the door, and I started my jog walk. And you know what? It wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even that bad. And then as I was jog walking, for the record, it was on the walk part. As I was walking, I talked myself through the process of all of it, and I knew I had to come share with you, because that's what we always do. That's what we do. We are conditioned. This brain inside of us is conditioned. Its job is to keep us safe. Its job is to make sure we're fed. Its job is to make sure we fight, we flight, we freeze, we eat food. That's its job. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So instead of cursing ourselves, can we honor ourselves? Can we thank ourselves and say, wow, thank you. And you know what? I'm going to choose to live from one of my other brains. I'm going to honor that. I'm going to hear you. I'm going to dress a little warmer. And I'm not going to let you run the show. Because I am more evolved than a lizard. Bless the lizards, but I am more evolved than a lizard. So I just want you to give that some thought. And, where are you telling yourself lies? And where are you listening to them, even more importantly, right? I mean, we're all going to tell ourselves lies and excuses and things to get us not to do the thing that we know we want to do. And I'm not even talking about shoulds here. We want to be healthier, right? We want to take care of ourselves. We want to evolve. We want to move up Maslow's hierarchy. You wouldn't be in this space with me if you didn't want to live from a higher place. I know you're here because you want to live from a higher place. You've said yes to that. You've said, yes, I want to show up. I want to live from this higher place. We want to do those things. And we also have our reptilian brain that is there to keep us safe. And we're always with both of them. And it's not an either or. And there's 3 of them. Our highly evolved brain is our neocortex. We're not going to get into the all 3 brains, but right now I'm referring to the reptilian and the highest evolved brain. And then the mammalian brain is in the middle, and that one is all about nurturing. Think of mammals and think of bears. So the difference between bear and bear cubs, and how they nurture and take care of and make sure their cubs are sufficient, self-sufficient before they leave, versus, bless our sea turtle friends, how the mom lays the eggs and leaves and the little baby turtles are on their own. So that's the difference between those 2. And then the highest brain is the neocortex brain in the front. Well, takes up the entire, and there are different components of it. And that's our highly evolved human brain. That's the one that says, I want to be a better person. I want to go on this journey with Jen in 2021 and see what I can do with my life. That's the one that's reaching. That's the one that's reaching. And our reptilian brain is the one that says, yeah, but am I safe? I don't know if that's going to be okay. I don't know if I'm going to get out of it. I just don't know if that makes sense. Jen, are you sure you should go do that jog walk right now? Are you sure it's not too cold? Are you sure you can trust yourself? Yeah, I'm sure. Because you know what? If it doesn't work, I can turn around. So, that's what I have for you. What lies are we telling ourselves? And we all do it. And it's about recognition. It's about realizing it, noticing the story, and then choosing differently. Choosing differently. So, that's what I have for you tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a beautiful night. I hope you have a happy Sunday, and I hope you have an amazing week. And I'm not going to touch on it a lot tonight because I really want that message to be the thing that you hear. If you have questions or are interested to learn more about the program that I'm talking about for 2021, it's a year-long group program that I'm really excited about. And so there's special pricing that goes through tomorrow night. And I'll share more info about that tomorrow. But if you have any questions in the meantime, let me know. And we'll be in touch. So I hope you have a great night. And choose to live from the space that wants you to evolve. From the space that is ready for you to step forward. Because as we do that, we're teaching our reptilian brain that it's okay. So what is one little thing that you can do to step into that higher brain, and you'll remind yourself that it's okay. It's okay, you can do it. So I hope you have a beautiful night. Maggie, my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being here. Night, everybody. Bye-bye.